Welcome to the Carson Newman University Student Online Orientation Series. In this video, we will explore important steps you need to take to complete an online exam in Edvance360 successfully. We'll see the best ways to access and begin the exam, how to complete the exam, the best way to finish, and how you go about retrieving the results. You'll find your test on Edvance360 in one of two ways. The most used way is to access the exam through a link located inside of a lesson module. By using the link inside of the module, you're assured of entering the correct exam. Some instructors, especially those in traditional classes where the lesson modules are not used, will have you select the test link from the left navigation panel and then navigate to the correct exam. You'll notice in the whole bank of exams here, we've got some different examples. In this one, this test is not available right now. Now that could be because you've already completed it. There's a lot of different reasons why it may not be available. But make sure that you're always reading this information that's located underneath the exam title. This lets you know when it can be started and when it absolutely will end. And if you see this restricted re-entry to the test, that means if you've already begun the exam, you cannot start it a second time. So make sure that once you've begun, you've got enough time to finish it. Now, this particular exam must have had a restricted re-entry, but it's sort of different because it also allowed more than one attempt to the test. So it lets you know which attempt you're on. And then finally, you may see that the test date is not restricted at all. When you're ready, go ahead and start the exam. Now, usually there's going to be a set of instructions here at the top. Let me cancel this and start this one just to show you what that might look like. It's going to let you know, usually the instructor will let you know you're about to begin the exam, how long you have to complete it. Again, she's reiterating that once you've started it, you must finish it. There's no re-entry. And make sure that you save your work before the 45 minutes are up, or all the work will be lost if you happen to time out in the middle of the exam. I'm going to go ahead and start the exam, confirm the start of my test, and now we're presented with the questions. Now you may be presented the questions one at a time. You may be presented the questions all at once like it is on this particular page. The first here is a multiple choice. We know it's multiple choice because it has the little round answer choices. So I'm going to go ahead and choose one. Same with true or false. It's basically a multiple choice. This particular one, when you see the square choices, you know that you can select more than one answer in this one. But however, I cannot go down through and just select them all because you'll see that it tells me that I've only allowed to select so many responses. So I want to make sure that I've selected the correct ones. So I'll click OK and do the correct ones. Now, this matching one is pretty simple. It presents you with an answer and you need to match it with what it goes with. So I'll just go down very quickly and do some matching here. I already chose soup, but what if I wanted to do it twice? It'll let me. It's probably going to be wrong, but it may let me. And there we go. So we've done our matching. This place inside of order from largest to smallest is very similar. It tells you what you need to do. And then we're going to go down through, and I know that's number 1, and that's number 2, and that's number 4. Bahamas is 5. It's actually the smallest island. And Puerto Rico is number 3. Okay, this food that's presented here, you may see a picture in your questions. This is actually a short answer. It's not asking for an essay, even though we've got this long box. So I can go ahead and put an answer in. However, realize that if something as little as putting a space in after the word that I've put in may cause the computer to think that it's a wrong answer and mark it wrong, don't worry about it. The instructor will go over the exam, and anything that's marked wrong that's really right, they'll correct for you. When completing essay questions, you have the same style of box down here as you did for the short answer. Either box allows you the same room. You've got lots of room. You can enter your information right in here, type right along, or if you've read the question and you've decided to type it up in Word because you like the options of spell check and that a lot more, you can actually highlight your information on Word and copy it. But when you paste it, you should always, pasting from Word, use this little option here that says paste from Word, and then you'll see it says Control or Command if you're on a Windows or a Mac, plus the character V. We'll paste it and then click OK. And now I've got my essay in there the way I want it. I can, clean it up a little bit if I'd like. And then I'm going to save my progress before I finish the exam. And once I save it, it takes me back to the beginning. It lets me look it over again. And now I'm ready to go ahead and finish the exam. I'm going to confirm my finish. And it's really important that I wait until I see this message up here. Now this is where I'm saying do not panic. I'm sure I did a whole lot better than 60 out of 100 on this exam. But remember, I had the fill in the blank question and I had the essay question that the instructor needs to come back and grade manually. So I'm sure that that score will go up. And just a couple of tips. Never select the back button to go to previous questions. This will end the exam immediately and your answers will not be saved. If re-entry to the exam is restricted, you'll not be able to retake the exam. Don't rely on the clock provided when starting a timed exam. If your internet connection is slow, the clock can be off to up by as much as a minute. And last, the time and dates for anything in Carson Newman's Edvance360 are set to Eastern Standard Time. You must adjust your availability according to the time zone in which you're accessing Edvance360.